Hello everybody and welcome to today's reading. In today's reading I want to find out why people are so obsessed with you. Now I want to touch up upon your energy and find out what it is about your energy that gets people so obsessed. I also want to find out what your superpowers are, which also is another reason why people get obsessed. I also want to find out whether you have haters or whether you have fans, and if I do pick up on any particular energies that are specifically obsessed with you currently, I will also touch up upon that also. Now if you want to find out these juicy details, I need you to pick a pile. Now with this particular reading, if you do feel drawn to pick more than one pile, I welcome you to do so, because each pile may represent a different aspect of your personality and energy. And if you do need more time to marinate over these piles, please pause the video here and I shall see you in your reading. Hello there, pile number one. You chose this beautiful image here, and you also chose the palace. Now I don't know whether the camera is going to pick that up, but this is such a beautiful charm. It's my favourite charm because it's got a little like princess's crown at the bottom, so it's like the princess's palace. Okay, and whenever I see this charm, I always think about somebody who's like, my body is my temple, my body is all I need, my mind is my palace. It's like you've got an energy where all you need is yourself. All that matters is your own health and well-being, and everything around that can fall into place. I definitely sense that you are somebody who looks after your appearance and well-being. You may be somebody who likes to experiment with things like veganism. You may take vitamins, you may try different exercises, you may be somebody who's even been to like spiritual retreats and stuff like that. And if you haven't already, it is something that you're most probably going to do in the future. I also want to say that potentially building like a retreat one day is one of your dreams, one of your goals. You could actually be a personal trainer. You could be something like a life coach. You could be somebody who generally just whips your friends into shape. So if your friend is feeling a little bit out of shape after the Xmas period, potentially you're the friend that they want to go to the gym with. You may have a lot of DMs, a lot of messages from friends, maybe even people who aren't that close to you, who ask you about your diet and things like that. I want to say I can see an Instagram here where there is some posts relating to things like nutrition, maybe amazing food that you've cooked, smoothies that you make and you drink. I do want to say that you're a very good cook as well. I want to say that you're also somebody who is very generous as well when it comes to like your cooking. You like to invite people to come and try your cooking. I really want to say that there's something on social media with this group. Even if it is something like I post pictures of my exercise routines, food I eat, smoothies I make, even if it's just a casual kind of Instagram page here. Or it could be all the way to the extreme where you actually run like a business on this, on health and wellness. I really want to say health and wellness is your thing. I do sense that your energy is very much kind of like physical health and wellness. You're not adverse to spiritual wellness and things like that. You're very connected to that aspect of wellness. I mean, you're here, you know, you're watching this reading. But I want to say you get off. I'm going to say, yeah, we'll stick with you get off. You get off on the physical transformations of yourself and the people around you. I want to say that you're extremely physically strong as well. And I want to say you've built this physical strength because you have been through trials and tribulations in your life. I do feel like in your early years, you may have been someone who was a victim, but maybe held on to that victim status for a very long time. I don't know whether you're someone who's actually bullied in school, or it could have actually been something a bit more personal, like bullied by a sibling, bullied by a parent, cousin, uncle, and it built this inner strength within you. And I think your life was very stale and at a standstill for a long time in your earlier years. Anywhere between like your teens and maybe your early 20s or mid 20s. Yeah, I can feel it now. like a standstill, a staleness around you. And it was only because you were in this kind of victim mentality. And when you broke yourself out of that, bear in mind if you are younger watching this, okay, the timeline may be different for you guys. Timeline's going to be different for everybody. This is a collective reading here, it's not a personal reading. But as soon as you broke out of that victim mentality, I can just sense it was like your mind cracked open. You were able to see things from like a bird's eye view all of a sudden, and you were able to release yourself from that victim mentality. And from there, your life just started snowballing. It started moving. I do want to say there's still people around you, even if it's just on social media. Maybe the bullies are still on your social media. Maybe you still live in the same town as like the bullies, the people who have victimized you, okay? I'm saying bullies, but this could just be anyone who's victimized you. And I think it literally, it really disables them seeing you break out of your trauma, your pain. They're seeing you break out of that stale situation and de-victimizing yourself, broadening your perspectives, increasing wisdom, working on your body, your mind, your soul. And what it's actually doing is them seeing you succeed is making them deteriorate. And no one should feel bad for this, because it's their life path, it's their fault, and they can break themselves out of that jealousy if they want to, but they're choosing not to. And you've built this strength where just nothing can knock you down anymore. I want to say you stand up very straight. Even if you're not taller than most, you stand in a way where it makes you look taller. I see like an orangey kind of aura around you. A vibrancy, a creativity, a drive. And I do sense some greens in there as well. Groundedness, prosperity. The thing with you is you always shock people. You shock people with your strength and your forward thinking, your inventiveness, your ability to invent. My grammar's not great, but I hope you get what I'm saying here. Oh, that was my stomach. It's like you've got this inner strength that if you think something, you want something, you're going to do it, you're going to succeed. And people see you doing this on the regular. And they're inspired by that. Or they're highly jealous. It all depends on whether they were one of these people that wanted you to be in a victim mentality or not. Very progressive by nature. And I want to say potentially some of you or most of you, the life path that you've taken is very different to the norm. It's like you've had the ability to create something from nothing, or create something from something that has never been done before, or that there's not many examples of these things being done before. But why I say that potentially you are somebody who is like a personal trainer, health and wellness coach, you know, something along those lines. And it could even be like a nutritionist. I also want to say there's a group of people here that could work in like tech and things like that. Tech that helps people progress. But the thing is with you, whenever you get success, you want everyone to experience that same level of success with you. So that is why you do have the other sector of people who are obsessed with you, because they rely on you to make them a better version of themselves. A princess. You've got princess energy. Now don't be deterred. Think, what? I'm not the queen. But it's like you've I feel like you've got the princess energy because you make things look so easy. So when you think about the queen, you think about the one who has a lot of pressure on their shoulders. And when you think about a princess, you think about like a maiden kind of energy, enjoying themselves, being free but having all the benefits of the queen. Now, I don't think you are the princess. I think that underneath it all, you are the queen. But you make everything look so easy and effortless. I do want to say that you have an abundance of energy. And I do think this is why I see that orange aura around you. I really want to say that you're somebody who doesn't need much sleep. And maybe the only time where you need to have extra sleep is when you are feeling a little bit down, okay? Maybe like your past is creeping back in, because no matter how healed you are, no matter how ahead you are, these things, they never really go. So people shouldn't feel guilty if they do start having thoughts from the past and things like that. But I feel like the only time you do need excessive amounts of sleep are in those moments when you feel a little lower, and we all have them. But I don't feel like you need much sleep, which is something I'm very jealous of, actually. Which makes me want to say that you may have some Aquarius and Gemini energy in your chart. I also want to say a little bit of Cancer. I do sense a little bit of Cancerian energy here too. But Gemini and Aquarius are very strong here. But because you have this vibrancy, you have more time in your day to move forward, to get things done. Now, I do feel like your superpower is a very sociable superpower. I do feel like you're very well liked, but I most certainly feel it's like power to the people kind of energy I get with you guys. I can hear power to the people. But I think the people that are in your life, that value you, truly value you to your depth, and they're obsessed with you, but they're obsessed in a way where it's like a child's obsessed with their mother. You nourish the people around you where they actually feel like they can't be without you. They feel like they cannot feed their palace. They feel like they cannot look after themselves as well as you can advise them to look after themselves. I really hope that makes sense, because you're a nurturer, you nurture people. And they're obsessed with that. And as I said, you may do this as a career, you may just do this for like friends and family. I also want to say that people around you, even though you give them the inspiration to be their best selves, I want to say they can never quite reach your level of success. Because you've done the work in the past. You're the one who had to break down all of the barriers, jump all of the hurdles, release yourself from all of the chains. And for them, they haven't had to do that. So they haven't been gifted by the universe with the vibrancy, the beauty, the knowledge, the wisdom, the energy that you have. I really want to say that you're somewhat famous in people's eyes. Now, I really want to say social media here, but it could be that you are somebody who people can look at you and be like, wow, this person is unreal. And it makes people idolize you. And we all know that people love to have an idol. You may be a large scale idol icon, or it could be a small scale idol or icon on a smaller social media platform, or even locally. It's like, I even want to say your acquaintances. You may consider some people an acquaintance, they consider you a friend. You've got that kind of energy, that's your superpower. The ability to invent, progress, and take the collective and raise a collective up with you. And people literally do look at you and have the same bonds with you as a child would with a mother. And if you're not dabbling with social media right now, I want to say 100% you're the type of person that can create an account, pop up whatever it is that you're interested in about well-being, etc., etc., and that account is gonna boom. You've just got it. You've got that tech savvy know-how. You're the kind of person who understands the algorithm. I mean, I don't. I really struggle with those kind of things. I got Saturn in Aquarius, guys, and Aquarius is tech. Saturn's there, restricting it. So I'm just going blind. Everything I do, I'm just blind. But that's not you. You're very with it. You understand the dynamics of social media and advertisement. But you also push people to live their best life, to reach their goals and their dreams. It's like there's a lot of people that will, for instance, get their dream job, and it's you that they're going to thank. It's your name that they're going to speak when they say, oh, I wouldn't have got this job if it wasn't for pile number one. Or I wouldn't have met this person or met the love of my life if it wasn't for pile number one. Your name is in so many people's mouths, but it's super positive. And the only people who are kind of like, meh, are the ones who are jealous. And I really want to say it's specific to the ones who push you into that victim mentality to begin with. It's like Beyonce says, your best revenge is your paper. And you're getting your revenge by your paper right now. And all they can do is look on social media. I say your social media gets stalked by a lot of people, not just these past people, whether they're past family, friends, or just bullies from school, even boyfriends or girlfriends. But I think a lot of people stalk your social media. If you just have a personal account, you're the kind of face that people will see on like a suggested friends or a comment from you on another person's post, and they just won't know why they're so magnetized to like, I need to see more of that face. But you've got this energy. It's like, it's that orange aura. It draws people in. It's like people want to feed off your energy and they're drawn in. But luckily you do have a lot of energy to give. Maybe at times you're not fully aware of the times when you need to pull your energy back and recharge. And I feel a little bit reluctant to say that, because I do feel like maybe half of the people watching this are very good at that, because they've been through the stage where they've been burnt out or drained and had to go back to the drawing board and be like, right, I need to have breaks. I need to have times where I need to take myself away for a little while and tell everyone like I'm off work or I'm off work or off duty, whatever your duty may be, for however long you need, even if it's just one night. Airplane mode on, film, indulgent film, some kind of healthy snack, because you guys, you know, you do like to be healthy. But then I do think there's half of you that haven't quite understood that yet. Okay, and if you're the half that's like, oh, she's saying I've got all this energy but I feel drained, you just need a little bit more downtime. You just need to know when to switch off that phone, when to say no to that social. Because yes, you are very energetic, you've got a lot of power, you're virtually like a human superhero, but you're still human. Now, people love the fact that you always stand strong in your opinions, in your power, in your beliefs. I'd say you're very inspirational with your speech as well. So this is why I do get very coaching vibes. And if you are like a personal trainer or something like that, you have that kind of like, you've got the talk that's going to push people to do what's best for them. You've got like that motivational speech on lock. But I want to say you're somebody you never preach something that you haven't practiced. And I do sense that you're somebody who, when someone's going through something or when someone's struggling with something, you can go back into your mind bank, into your mind palace, as Sherlock Holmes says. I don't know why I did that. Like, I just like being so sensual and creepy at the same time. But you can go into your mind palace and you can always pull out a time where you struggled with the same thing. And you have that relatability where you can be like, look, I've been there. These are my feelings at the time. This is why I needed to break through, and this is how I broke through. If I can do it, boo, you can do it too. But you also have that strength within you where no one will ever be able to talk shit about you ever again, because you'll stand up confidently in a room full of D heads and you'll be like, you'll say your piece. I think you'll pull people out as well if they're being unfair, unreasonable, toxic. I want to say you're a bit like a saviour. I did just say that you are like a bit of a real life superhero, but I want to say you're like a saviour. Because you've been through these tough times in the past where people have attacked you, because, believe me, they attacked you because you've always had this vibrant aura. People wanted a bit of what you had, and because you were like, no, you ain't having any of it when you were younger, they were like, well, I'm going to take it then. And that's what they did. But now, I lost my train of thought. But you stand very strong in your power. I think that's what it was I was saying. No one can steal from you ever again. There was something more there, guys, but it will come back if it was really important. But you are somebody who knows themselves. Okay, I always remember Ashleen in Big Brother, maybe 2 or Big Brother 3 in the UK, I'm not too sure. And she was always like, know yourself, know yourself. And that was the first time ever where I was like, oh wait there, we're supposed to know ourselves. It's the first time I realised that I didn't know myself. But you know yourself. And I think this is why you're such a good communicator, because you only communicate with integrity. I really want to say for your job, potentially you do have a particular niche. And because a lot of people want this information, you were able to reel it off, because you've had to reel it off to like 100 people at different points in time. So when you talk, it is very much like poetry now. You've mastered your genre, you've mastered your niche. But also you're not an actor or an actress. Everything that you communicate, everything that you do is from here, because you know yourself. You never have situations where it's like, oh, I don't know why I said that, I don't know why I did that. And again, that's why people really appreciate you, because a lot of people that come to you don't know themselves, and that is why they're coming to you, because they're like, help me know myself. I want to stand as strong in my power as you do. You're very inspirational. But as I said, there will be people who are jealous where this energy turns into that obsession. You're naturally very healing. You purify people, you cleanse people. And I also want to say you have this really down to earth nature, like this humbleness to you, where you don't judge people. People can come to you like with their deepest, darkest kind of kinks, I wanted to say. But their deepest, darkest kind of hidden secrets, and they can talk to you about it. I literally just got the word vicar in my mind, so I don't know whether somebody is like a vicar, or whether you do sometimes joke and say it's like I'm the vicar in confession or something like that. One of those energies where people just tell you everything. But again, there's going to be some people that are inspired by this and they're like, hey, girl, boy, can you help me cleanse this energy? But then there's going to be other people that don't understand that they need cleansing. They don't understand that they need this help. They don't understand that they need help to kind of be their best selves. And it's those kind of people that kind of claw their way in. They won't know why they're drawn to you, and they'll come very reluctant and resistant, and they may try and do what those people in the past did to you. But your healing energy draws these people in, but these people are just so like, they're confused, and they're not ready to detox, they're not ready to be healed, they're not ready to be their best selves. And at times they can attack you, but very inappropriately and uncalled for, like, whoa, like, I didn't ask for this. Why are you coming at me like this? I do want to say that maybe with lovers, there may be a little bit of a 50-50 thing there as well. Again, I do think lovers are really drawn to you, but I think they're very intimidated by your level of worth, self-worth, the understanding of your own value. So you'll have some lovers who will worship the ground that you walk on, and then you'll have some lovers that like to knock you down. Some lovers that never let you get close, and it is generally because they're just not ready for that level of healing that you can provide. I did say today, you make your value, you create your price. You own the stock, okay? You are the stock. You own the shop, you create your price. And we all know that you can go and buy a plain white t-shirt from a regular high street store for like $7.99. But then that same material can be used where a brand that's created an aura around themselves, an aura of value around themselves, and that same t-shirt can be taken with the brand just stitched on it very, very slightly, and that value can be quadrupled. So what do you want to be? Do you want to be the regular white t-shirt, or do you want to create the brand? Do you want to be the brand? Do you want to give yourself that level of value? And it seems really simple when I speak about this using that metaphor, but so many people just aren't ready to be the brand, to be represented by themselves. To some people, that's scary. And it's those people that get that nasty taste in their mouth around you because they're just resistant. They're resisting, but their angels and their soul is drawn towards you. So yeah, there may be some attacks. But you do also get those people who may look at you as a resource, a charging cable, and they'll stick the charger up their butt, because where else are you going to put it? Where else are you going to put a charger in a human? Stick it up their butt, take what they want, and leave. And I think this is actually why I've discussed that metaphor, because if you are somebody who does have this strong healing wellness ability, who isn't using it, and maybe you're using it with friends and family and even people that you don't know that well, people are coming to you flocking far and wide for it, you need to put a price on that. So much stability can be gained from your wisdom, from your experience, from you as a vessel, because you are a brand. It's like these big brands like Coach. I don't know the date when Coach was launched, but they're classic. They're vintage, I was gonna say. They're classic brands. They were built in a time where clothing and accessories were quality made, and they maintained that quality up until the present day, hence why they can maintain those expensive prices, even if they are extortionate in some cases. But that's you. You built, when you were established, you built quality, and you've maintained that quality all the way through. You are quality. Every aspect of you is quality, and it's valuable. So if you're not putting a price on this, why in the hell are you not? L'Oreal, you're worth it. Now, as I said, I really don't sense a lot of hate around you, and I do only sense those haters who once wanted to make you small, and you broke free, and you're like, no, I'm big. You're probably hearing the torrential rain right now, okay? I can't do anything about that, I can't stop the rain. But I'm just feeling, is there some symbolism? maybe, no, this makes me sound a bit arrogant, but I was going to say maybe you're watching this and you're feeling emotional. It just makes me sound arrogant, guys. I'm going to pull from the pots and see whether we can actually gain any extra information for you guys. Okay, let's see whether the pots want to throw something random out there or something extra. Okay, we've got a lot of wands here. So we've got 111 with free spirit. And that is you when you broke off those chains and you were like, I will not be victimized anymore, and I will not victimize myself either. If you do have that Gemini and Aquarius energy, it really is freedom. Gemini does seek freedom. It opposes Sagittarius on the chart, and Sagittarius is the ultimate freedom seeker, but Gemini has an aspect of that too. Gemini likes to free themselves from the constructs of the mind. Constructs of the mind. I don't know which word that is. But also Gemini does represent short distance travel, which is like getting out of your hometown and being free. But people do look at you and they do see the freedom that you have, the freedom that you've built for yourself. Once you've broken out of the chains once, you can break out again. You can have the strength to break out again. No one can tie you down, but also nobody can manipulate you, because you've been in situations with manipulative people and you know the red flags. And you just ain't got time for that. And with 11, they caught us. They caught us. I do think it is this kind of fame energy around you. This famous kind of energy around you, where people actually do want to be like pictured with you. People want to, as I said, you may have a lot of associates, where those associates may call you a friend. I think a lot of people, both friends and partners, even parents, are very proud to call you their son, daughter, girlfriend, boyfriend, friend, best friend. And it's like they want to be caught with you, because something about your energy just uplifts the person that you're with. It's like once they're with you, they level up. They're a higher class, they're of higher value. And they only get that VIP kind of feeling when they're around you. Don't let people ride on your bandwagon who aren't worth it, because there's only so many seats. And those seats need to be filled with people that uplift you, because you can't just always be the one uplifting everybody, because you're very progressive and forward moving as well. And whenever you feel like you're not progressing, you're going to feel stale again. You're going to dip into those moments of victimhood again, because it does still live in your psyche. And if you are somebody who does still experience those moments of maybe victimhood, those lower moments, I really want to say, in those moments, look around at the people that you surround yourself with. Are there some kinks in the armour? Are there some bad eggs in the egg packet? I don't know. There is a saying to do with bad eggs, but I can't think of what it is right now. Because you'll probably find that you may have a bad egg or some bad eggs. And once you get rid of those, you start feeling like you're moving forward again. And those places of those people can be taken by people who want to help you progress too. And number 18. Baby face. So it may be your baby face that also gets people very obsessed. I feel like I did say something at the beginning of this reading, like princess energy. Princess. You don't have the lines on your face like the queen. You don't look like, you don't have like, it doesn't look like the weight of the world's on your shoulders like it would with the queen. You've got that princess energy, that vibrant energy. That baby face energy. And it's because you feel you've got that vibrancy that lives within you, so it shows on the outside. But also baby face features can be very connected to Gemini energy. Geminis tend to have very small baby-like features, kind of like toddler features, because Gemini in the zodiac does represent the toddler phase, okay? So Aries, for instance, I don't go through the first bits, but Aries is like the newborn baby. The one who just cries and screams because they don't really know what's going on, and it's like, I want food, and they don't even think about it, okay? And that's like Aries. It's like, I'm an Aries sun, okay, so I'm not criticizing Aries, but for instance, you know, if somebody says something out of turn, I don't have the full capacity at times to actually filter that through my logic. I'm like, what did you just say? And I can take things completely the wrong way because I react like a baby does, like, I'm hungry right now, so I'm gonna cry. Then you've got Taurus. Taurus is all about the senses. So this is when the baby moves into the stage of putting things in their mouth, touching things, liking certain sounds. And then you get Gemini, the toddler. They've started to walk, they're starting to experiment, they're starting to realise that they're not actually the only person in this world. That not only they matter, but their parents matter, or their siblings matter, or their friends matter. Okay. But that is why Geminis, this is the whole point of me saying that, that's why Geminis do have those like those cute baby features, because you know babies can be called, babies can be ugly, you know. Okay, they're not the best looking things. They all look like a bunch of Phil Mitchells. If you have ever watched EastEnders in the UK, if you've not and you want a little laugh, pop in Phil Mitchell EastEnders in Google, okay, if you're from the US, and tell me whether he looks like a big baby, okay. But then when you get to toddler stage, oh my gosh, like toddlers are so cute. My son has just left his toddler phase, okay? I still call him a toddler. He's not a flipping toddler, but he's like, his beauty's developed, yet it's still got those cute features, because obviously, you know, genetically, Mother Nature gives them those cute features because they need to be looked after. So we're more likely to look after our children if they're cute, or look after children if they're cute. I'm not saying like if I had one cute kid and I had another kid that wasn't cute, I'd be like, I'm not looking after you. But yeah, Geminis tend to have those cute features, and I actually feel very strongly that Geminis are the most attractive zodiac sign. Now, I wanted to say female Geminis are the most attractive, but I actually can think of a couple of male Geminis and they're very attractive as well. Gemini, guys, you get #1 most attractive zodiac sign. Thank me later. Okay, thank me later, that doesn't even make sense. Okay. If you're a Gemini and that hit you in a good place, if you ever see me out and about, just buy me a drink. So yeah, I want to say that if there is anyone who you intuitively feel may be quite obsessed with you right now, I want to say that you're 100% completely correct. Okay, because we do have an intuition here, okay, of somebody who's thinking about you. And I do want to say, if you're ever feeling a hit from this person, okay, and this hit could be, why am I thinking about this person's name at this random time of night? And it's because they're thinking about you at that random time of night, okay? I want to say that there is somebody who is obsessing over you right now, but I'm saying that you intuitively know who this is. And I'm just here to confirm, yes. Okay, they are thinking about you. And what they're thinking about you is very Queen of Wands energy here. They're thinking about you as like a self-assured, confident, independent being, somewhat out of their league, okay? Or if this is a friend, it's someone where they want to be at your level, they want to be at your league. They also look at you as somebody who is very, I want to say like well-mannered and things like that, but I want to say that they're looking at you as somebody that they'd want to invite into their social group. Okay, because I think you're very presentable and you have a lot to give, a lot to say. I think they just feel like you're so pleasant to be around that they want to take you out because they want to show you off. They want to show you, This pride, there's pride here and proudness. They're the words I'm hearing, but I'm not really understanding what Spirit's trying to say to me right now. It makes me think that potentially you've been in situations in the past where people have knocked you down. I did actually say that with lovers with you. And this person wants you to realise how proud you should be about yourself. And I think I feel a bit reluctant to say that because I think you do have a lot of pride in yourself naturally. But I think this person really wants to raise you up. So that's a bit. But also, you have a hell of a lot of people that want to collaborate with you, want to work with you. It's like people can see value in you. People can see skill in you. It's like a lot of people want you on their team. I definitely say for this pile, you have fans over haters. And again, it's they want to learn from you. They want to be seen with you. A lot of people think that they can build with you. And that goes back to this palace charm. You're their hope of building a self-respecting foundation for themselves. And that's why you're so damn popular and so loved. And people obsess over you for that reason. Now, you chose this card and there is a little something on the back. So I'm going to read it and I'm going to see whether it's actually relevant for this reading. And even if it's not relevant for this reading, it may still be relevant to you. So you chose Erotic Abundance. Bear in mind, I think I've used this deck in a previous reading, and I think I mentioned in that previous reading I don't really know what this deck is for. I've not taken the time to like read through all of the cards or relate to each of the cards, so I'm literally just doing this on the fly, okay? And also I think the pictures are really pretty. I really like the pictures. So you've got Erotic Abundance. Suffering stems from our separation from illusions of separation, from source, from stuff, and from each other. Pain is inevitable in life, but the fact remains we have everything we need. Abundance is often conceptualized in relation to money, but look to nature's cornucopia. The best, the most essential things are always free. Abundance is knowing it with every cell of your being and living that truth. The pleasure that is your birthright is not an old tap, forever at risk of running dry. It is an endless spring oasis that forever flows. Come to its fountain and drink until you're quenched. Travel as you might, your emotional and erotic abundance is not going anywhere. Make sure you count your blessings daily. And I do think this is a reminder to say, look, you're the shit. You're the shit. Don't let your past hold you down. Don't let your past hold you back. When you have days where you are feeling lower than usual, where you're questioning your worth, just know that that's normal. It's normal. And you're stronger than most. Okay? And I want to close off the reading by saying always go for gold. Okay, I don't know whether gold is your favourite metal, but always go for gold. Okay, pile number 1. I'm going to leave that there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it helped. If you did resonate, please drop me a like. And if you do feel comfortable to do so, I'd love to hear from you down below in the comments. Okay, also comment down there, do you think Phil Mitchell from EastEnders looks like a big baby? Okay. And guys, take care of yourselves, you go for gold, you are the SHIT, and I shall see you in your next reading. Goodbye. Hello there, pile number 2. You chose this beautiful beige image here, okay, with the blue hair, the electric blue hair. Now the electric blue hair is giving me like a vibrancy, a bit of like a standout in the crowd kind of energy here to begin with. Also, you chose the crown charm. Okay, so that all talks about like mastery, being the queen bee, being the best at what you do, okay, being the head honcho. Now with you guys, I do ultimately get the energy of you being somebody who's basically someone who stands out in the crowd, but someone who's had to fight to stand out in the crowd. Now with your energy, I feel that potentially you may have been somebody who did have some self-esteem issues, potentially in your childhood, and you had to be bigger, brighter, louder. You had to work on talents and skills to be noticed. And what you've actually done, I even want to say some of you may have had to work on, some of you may have had to spend like a bit of time on your own in your childhood, because maybe your parents were either busy or it was quite a toxic household. So you take yourself away for therapy, and you would either work on something. So it could be music, it could be dance, it could be poetry, working on a skill of some kind. And you ended up becoming pretty damn good at that skill. This is a pile of creativity. This is a pile of standing out in the crowd. This is a pile where people are going to fan over you. But I do feel like you have done something that's a little bit out of the norm when it comes to the people that you surround yourself with. Like, you're not in a friends group, or you're not in a family, a living family, where people have done this thing, where people have influenced you to do this thing. It's been in times of solitude where you somewhat feel like you've had the download to do these things. I sense melody, I sense movement, I sense words. And you not really knowing where the ability to do these things came from. I want to say there is someone in your ancestry who used to have the crown, who used to be the queen bee. This could be a grandparent, this could be a great-grandparent, but I even want to say you're going quite far back. Great-great-great-grandparent. I'm hearing great-great-great-grandparent. That'd be quite far back, wouldn't it, guys? Great-great-great-grandparent. And it's you they've chosen to hand that crown down to. You may feel like a black sheep, a lone wolf. You may feel like you're not worthy, to a certain extent, of this ability, of this thing, to shine brightly like this. But what you don't realise is that this is your birthright, and you've been given this. Now, I do want to say that the people around you, potentially family in particular, don't have the belief in you about this thing. They can see you're good, but they want you to be safe. Did that come out really weird? They can see you're good, but they want you to be safe, they want you to be stable. It's got nothing against your craft, your talent, your skill. And this doesn't have to be, you know, music, dance, or anything showmanshipy. I think for a hell of a lot of you it is. But for some of you, it may just be you're really good at building engines. Something like that, where it's like you're really good when it comes to like, how would I say this? Like astronomy. And you want to go and work for NASA. And everyone's like, it's not the most accessible place to work. And you're like, well, I'm good enough, I can do this. And you've had to work for the grades, you've had to study hard, and everyone's like, can you not just get like a job that's like just right there for you? And you're just like, no, I'm gonna do this thing. I can hear you saying, I'm gonna show my family that anything is possible. Oh God, why am I getting a frog in my throat? I want to show my family that anything is possible, so that they can live their dreams too. Oh. Okay, so I guess in readings I cry a lot now. And the thing that keeps you going, the thing that keeps you batting away, they're not your haters, but they can seem like your haters at times. And I do think at times you do feel like, why is everyone hating on me? Why is everyone hating on my journey? And they think they're doing what they're doing through love. They think they're doing what they're doing through love and care and protection over you. But the thing that keeps you going towards that goal is also love and passion for yourself, first and foremost, but also your craft. Now, People are obsessed with you for two reasons. One, you break down the barriers. You help people believe that anything is possible. Okay? And when I say this, I want to say social media, I want to say friends. Really do look at you and think, God, if they can make it, I may have hope. I think there's a lot of people cheering you on as well behind the scenes. Maybe they're not being very vocal about it, but a lot of people are very proud of you, but from afar. I think the other people who are obsessed with you are obsessed with I think there's multiple different sectors of people that are obsessed with you actually, but I think some people are obsessed with you because they look at you like a star. I think you touch a lot of people's emotions. Just going to put that out there. Whatever it is that you do, it touches people's emotions. But a lot of people actually already look at you like a star. I think people get excited when they see you out and about, because they can see that you're going to be something quite big if you're not already. And if you're watching this and you're doubting yourself, you're going to be something quite big. I don't even want to use the word quite, I want to say you're going to be something big. Because this thing that you're good at, you are one of the best at. 100% one of the best. And people already look at you in awe. They just fan over you. They get excited when they see you. They feel very privileged and proud when they see you. You also have the people who are obsessed because they can't handle your level of strength. They can't handle your success because these are people who have abilities themselves, but they just don't have the belief and the self-confidence to go for what they want. So people will be very obsessed over you in a way that's it's deep obsession. So you may actually have some people around you who for no reason whatsoever just say, I don't like pile number 2. I don't know who pile number 2 thinks they are. And I think whatever you do, you don't flaunt it. You're very humble. You deal with so-called haters on a regular basis. And you just don't get how people just can't be happy for people. But again, it's like your courage, they want to so deeply devour that. It's like a deep jealousy that people have for you. It's like you've got people that want you to succeed, and then you've got people that want you to fail because they know that if you succeed, it makes them feel less of a person. It makes them realise how much they've wasted their life, I want to say. I think by nature you are very vibrant, and I want to say this is, without sounding too cliche, I want to say that we've got Leo energy here, we've got Sagittarius energy here. This can be any Leo or Sagittarius placement which has relevance to potentially like your public persona. We could be looking at Sun, Moon, because that's an inner courage there, rising, Venus, Jupiter, midheaven in Sagittarius or Leo. Jupiter conjunct the midheaven, Jupiter conjunct the ascendant, or Sun conjunct ascendant, Sun conjunct midheaven. Sun, Jupiter, Venus in the 5th house, Leo 5th house, Sagittarius 5th house. Sorry to really confuse everyone here. See something with the number 2. And something to do with balancing karma. Balancing ancestral karma. I wouldn't be surprised if you speak to some of your family and secretly they can sing or secretly they can dance. But they were never given the courage that you were given. You've got a really strong heart chakra. It's nice, it's open, it's flowing. And I think you attract a lot of love suitors. Love. What am I saying love like that for? Like, love doesn't exist. That's not what I meant. I think it's more like a lot of people will say that they're in love with you, but a lot of them are in love with the idea of being with you, or in love with the idea of who you are going to be. I think a lot of people can sniff out the fact that you're going to be very successful if you're not already. And I think this magnetizes people towards you. I see mentorship here. I don't know whether you do mentor, I don't know whether you do maybe teach kids how to sing or dance or anything like that. Whether you create online courses. I also see a lot of overseas travel coming for you in the future as well. Now, your superpower is, I wanted to say world domination. World domination. Now that sounds very extreme, but world domination can be being an online sensation. Okay? You can dominate the world by sitting in your living room and pulling some cards. But your future is world domination, whether it be that you become a name that's known around the world, or whether whatever your skill is, it takes you around the world. You playing hop. It's like you were born for this. Beyonce. I hear Beyonce. You're the Beyonce of whatever it is that you're doing now. It's like when Beyonce was born, they just knew by Beyonce's demeanor, Beyonce's attitude, Beyonce's drive, that Beyonce was going to be Beyonce. Now, I even saw videos of Kim Kardashian when Kim Kardashian was like a young teen recently. Like, they were just, the shorts were on YouTube. And Kim Kardashian, like, obviously we all SHIT on Kim, because we just think, what do you do? What do you actually do? But looking at those videos of Kim when she was like a younger teenager, and she was so vibrant, and she was saying things in the video like, I might be completely butchering this, but it was very much like, everyone loves me, I'm going to be so famous one day, and like, it's because everyone loves me, and I'm going to be one of the richest people in the world, I'm going to be richer than you, I'm going to be richer than you. And I thought to myself whilst watching that video, gosh, she wasn't wrong. She was born with that injected into her psyche, because that is what she was always going to be. And there's no way she could dodge that fate. It was in her roots. It was in the ground that grew her. It was in the nourishment in the ground that grew her. And it's the same with you. There's no dodging this for you. This is you. And you should always feel fully worthy of this, of what your talent is. Now, if you're watching part number 2 and you're saying, I don't have a talent, then I think that you probably have an issue with your confidence, and you need to look within and realise that what you're good at is your talent. Because you can't pick this part and not be talented about something. And I said this in your hidden powers video. Look at your 8th house as well. Sagittarius or Leo 8th house. Check that out too. What I said in the hidden powers video. What is your hidden power? We tend to hide our powers a lot of the time because we're scared that we're not going to live up to our own expectations of this power. We're scared that we're going to gain confrontation from other people if our power intimidates others. We know that when we show our power, people are going to confront us. Whether that be confronting us because they want to see it, they want to experience more of it, or they don't like that you shine so bright. Because a lot of people are scared of success and succeeding. Look beyond all of those things. Look beyond all of those insecurities around your own power. And then come back, watch this, with what your power is in mind, with what power it is that you have that's in your mind. That makes no sense. I tell you what, my hidden superpower is most certainly not speech. I can hear the song think it's Western, Shana, but I can hear the lyric. Should have took it when you made that call. Ooh. Shouldn't have something off. Shouldn't have slipped you off. Don't know what that bit is. It makes me think that a lot of people, and I want to go back to like younger years now, a lot of people regret not keeping you in their life. Even past friends who fell out with you, or past boyfriends or girlfriends who've broken up with you, I want to say, they're regretting that now. And I don't know whether some of you need to hear this because you've had past people maybe even poo-poo your skill, undermine it, thinking, do you know what? Even thinking, you're just palm number 2 from blah 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 town. Who do you think you are? I've had that recently. Somebody tried hitting me up. And I was like, you can't hit me up like that. You can't just hit me up and ask me to go around your house. I want to be taken out. I want to be treated. I want to be picked up, taken out, treated. And this person said, you're just SB from the town that I live in. Who do you think you are? And I'm like, what? Just because I come from this particular town, which isn't even a really bad town, but just because I don't come from LA, maybe, or New York, or London, it means I should devalue myself and say, oh, okay, all right, I'm not worth taking out for a meal. I'm only worth coming round for a quickie. And I think people in the past have treated you and your talent that way. Post the other day on Facebook. It was one of the best violinists in the world, or probably the best violinist in the world, worth £3.5 million. I may butcher this. I butcher everything, but worth £3.5 million. A week before the picture was taken, this person had sold out venues for $100 a ticket. And this violinist did a social experiment where they just grabbed the violin, put a cap on, a little bit of a disguise, and just started playing a violin in the subway. And this violinist had some people clapping, some people encoring, some people cheering on, but a hell of a lot of people just walking past. And this violinist only raised $30 whilst playing in this subway, because no one knew that this violinist was the best, most successful violinist in the whole world. And that social experiment proved that you can put the exceptional in a mediocre setting and people are just going to assume that that person is mediocre. But take the exceptional and put them in an exceptional setting, you're going to get fanned on. And I think maybe you either are or you have been exceptional in a very average setting. And a lot of people around you have tarred you with that average brush. And you are not to let that get to you. You are not to believe the people around you who may treat you like you're only average, because you're not. You are powerful. Your gift is powerful and it has the ability to run worldwide. I want to say your superpower as well is magnetism. It's the magnetism that you radiate naturally. If you walk in a room, people are going to feel your aura, you're going to be noticed. I really want to say for some of you, you're going to be noticed by somebody who's a bit further ahead of you. Now, I really want to say within a year, okay, but maybe even spanning out to maybe like 1.5 years, 2 years, okay? And it all depends on whoever's watching this and where you are in your journey. I want to say you're going to have somebody who's ahead of you notice you. They're either going to compliment you or they are literally going to help you with something or give you a contact. And you need to be in a very confident place when this happens, because you're not to decline this offer. Okay. Now, you started with nothing. And I do think you come from a very humble background. And the only thing you started with was an idea and some passion. And it was your self-love that pushed you to work on this skill, because you wanted the best for yourself. And what people are highly obsessed with is the amount of success that you've already gained from it. I think there's a lot of people who have watched you from the beginning to now, and they can see the vast improvement. They can see that you're somebody who just constantly gets better and better and better and better at this thing. A lot of people don't have the level of strength and the level of focus to be able to work on something like you. And I think a lot of people around you, even though you inspire them, they just think, oh, that ain't for me. But they do want to kind of jump on your bandwagon. They do want to be a part of what you're doing. And I think it's very important that you're very selective and stubborn about who you spend your time with. People can see that you're going to be one of the best. People can already see the beautiful life that's ahead of you. And as I said at the beginning, I think there are people quite local to you who are rooting for you, because you creating your dream into reality means that they have hope as well, even if it is just smaller scale than you. I do think that there is somebody at the moment who really wants to make amends with you, somebody who wants to come back into your life. Now, I feel like this could be an ex, but I want to say it's an old friend. It's an old friend who really wants to come into your life. I actually want to say with this person, it's very 50-50, to be honest. This person has built a different kind of level of respect for you now. But they're coming back because you've proved them wrong. And they do want to consume a little bit of what you've got. They do want to ride on your bandwagon. They may even want like tips from you. If you are somebody who teaches, they may want to become one of your students, or they may have a child that wants to become one of your students if you do actually work with kids on a creative level. But I don't think this person's the only person who wants to come back in and say sorry. I think there's a lot of people who do want to come back in and they want to say sorry to you, but they just don't have the guts to. You definitely come from an area where the sun doesn't shine very often, metaphorically. Where dreams go to die. That's literally what I say about where I live. The place where dreams go to die. Okay. So we've got exciting and adventurous for you with 555. And that's you. With the 555, it's constant change and progression at all times. And adventurous and exciting, that's the way that you live your life. You're ready for the adventure. You don't fear the adventure. And what you do truly makes you feel very excited. It lights you up inside, and it gives you the energy to go for what you desire. All day, every day. All day, every day. I actually do have a tattoo that says all day, every day. All day, every day. I got it in Ibiza. I think it's like the Kardashians say like all day, every day. And I can tell you I've never watched one episode of the Kardashians in my entire life. It was someone I was in Ibiza with that wanted to get like joint tattoos, and I was like, hell yeah, why the hell not? All day, every day. Exciting and adventurous. Again, it's like you can give people that fun, eccentric lifestyle without them having to put in the effort. And that's why you have to be very careful with your energy, because so many people are going to want to ride on your script without actually putting the work in to write the script. Is that a really crap analogy right there? High vibrational 666, okay? 666 is the soul. It also represents like the heart space, okay? And that is you. Like, you move through life with love, with passion, okay? And you, I think you have such a strong self-love for yourself and respect for yourself. Hence why you've battled through people's opinions. You've battled through your own insecurities around your life purpose. And it's made you highly high vibrational, because no matter what, everything boils down to the love that you have for yourself and the respect that you have for yourself, and the fact that you want to achieve because you want to satisfy yourself, but also you really do want to inspire the people around you to vibrate as highly as you, to love themselves and respect themselves as much as you do, to show people that dreams can come true. So much like energy around the heart here. I do actually want to say as well that you are very likely to get a lot of romantic suitors. Have I already said this? I think some of them will literally look at you in awe like a fan, and then they get very obsessed, whilst other ones try to like knock you down. I do want to say that potentially you do have somebody in your life who is potentially a love interest, or was an ex-love interest, or even could be a future love interest here, who genuinely loves you for you. And I want to say this person has either been with you since the beginning, or they have seen you in intimate setting, but behind all of like the smoke and the glitter and the glamour and things like that. And this person really respects you for you. I actually do think, even if it's not something really on your itinerary to like settle down and get married, I want to say that your husband, okay, if you're a female, I want to say specifically your husband is on their way, and they could be a Leo. Could also be looking at a Taurus here. Leo and Taurus energy. But I do want to say there is marriage on the cards for you. I want to say this is going to be quite soon. Okay, you may have already met this person, but I do want to say within the next maybe 2-3 years, you're going to actually be married. So there may be a proposal before that. And also butt. Okay, people really like your butt. People are obsessed with your butt. Okay, that may be another reason why men are like, or women, okay, depending on your gender, or depending on the gender that you're into, okay, but they're like, oh my god, like wow, look at that person. And then you turn around and they find out like, oh, you're like a bit like a local sensation, or oh my gosh, like when they get talking to you, they're like, oh my god, you do that, that's really unique, that's really different. And then they kind of get obsessed with you from that moment, because you're just so different to everyone else. It's like, you got it, girl, you got it, okay? No one else has got it like you have. And then the reason I say like be very careful around your energy is the type of people that are interested in you, okay? Again, I really do see the majority of people are fans, but I just sense potentially like the lack of connection with a lot of people because they are fanning on you, and you can sense like the insincerity in people. But I also want to say the haters are just people who don't believe in themselves, and there are some of them. There definitely are some of them here. But the thing that all of these people have in common, like the fans and the haters, is they're very drawn to you because they feel like they are neglecting their own soul's desires and purposes. That's the word I was looking for, purposes. You will attract a hell of a lot of people who are in lack, whether that be financial lack, self-esteem lack. It's very important to interact with those lacking energies in a distant inspirational way. You don't have to respond to every DM. You can respond with more distance. You can respond at the end of a video or on a post saying, thank you for everyone who DMs me, thank you for everybody who supports me, things like that. A lot of people want a bit of what you've got, and unfortunately they just haven't got the ability to put in the work that you've put in. So what you've got doesn't belong to them. But then you will also meet people who are worth your time and your energy, who don't want to take from you. And you're going to know who those people are, because they're going to feel very different to these people who are in lack and they're kind of fanning and obsessing over you. You know, the people, it's very loud playing, the people who respect you for you, the people who love you on the level, they're going to be real with you. They're not going to pussyfoot around you. They're going to tell you if the dress that you're wearing doesn't look the best on you. I don't know why I'm pausing, because I thought I'd be a little bit mean, but I did look down at the dresses in these cards, and there's some really nice dresses here, which just make me think that you do like to wear quite feminine clothes as like a persona, but behind closed doors you're a little bit more tomboyish. But the people who are on the level with you are going to be real with you. They're going to be like, oh, that dress is lovely, but why don't you wear this dress tonight, because this dress looks banging on you and it's a really special occasion. Where you're going to have so many people around you who are going to pussyfoot around you and be like, yeah, just wear that. Yeah, that's cool. Because they're just there for the ride. They're not there for you. Okay. So you chose this beautiful card with the lady with the blue hair. Now, I have mentioned on a previous pile, I've also mentioned on a previous video, I'm not fully aware of the reason for this particular deck. I've not really studied it. I've not read through all of the cards or anything like that, but I did really feel drawn to this deck today, and I do want to read out the little things that it has on the back of the card, because I do feel like it's going to have a relevance to this reading, and if it doesn't have a relevance to this reading, it is most probably going to have some kind of relevance to you. Okay, so we've got justified and ancient. Are you aspiring to make your ancestors proud? How do you embody them every day? To connect to our way back lineage is to fortify our worth, our dignity, and our belonging in the tapestry of time. When we embrace pleasure in the name of those who came before us, we honour them and their legacy. The crown. The legacy, guys. It doesn't matter if we don't know their stories, they live in us. Our ancestors have a lot to teach us. No matter our cultural and genetic backgrounds, our progenitors knew pain and they knew bliss. They knew the earth, their bodies, and their connection to all living things. They ask us, research and remember. Now, I do feel like that does have a bit of a relevance to this reading, to be honest. That your talent is your birthright. And you're supposed to break the boundaries of your most recent ancestors and do things a little bit differently and show them that dreams really can come true. Okay, pile number 2. I'm going to leave that there. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did enjoy it and you did resonate, please drop me a like and comment down below if you feel comfortable to do so. If you do like content like this, please subscribe, because I love making content like this for you, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a reading. Sending out lots of love, light and blessings to you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. I shall see you next time. Hello there, pile number 3. You chose this beautiful blonde over here, okay, and you also chose the bear charm. Okay, so with the bear charm, I want to say that you have a level of independence, a very strong survival instinct. Okay, if you set your mind on something, you go for it. But I do also want to say there's a lot of balance here with you. Okay, I do feel like you are somebody who probably is juggling a lot of balls. I don't know why I laugh at saying juggling a lot of balls. Everything is some kind of sexual innuendo. Everything is some kind of sexual innuendo in my world. Okay, so if I just giggle for no reason, that is why. But I do think that you're somebody who takes on a lot and you juggle a lot of these things very successfully. Okay, I do think you are the person who, if you have your sights set on something, you will achieve it. And I do feel like you will go to every length to achieve it. I want to say I'm sensing like Virgo energy here, Libra energy, even some like Capricorn energy. I do have a little bit of Scorpio as well. Okay, I know I'm throwing around zodiac signs left, right and centre here, but I do feel a little bit of Scorpio coming in the mix. Okay, but I don't know whether that's just your immense power that you exude. It's like you have an impact when you walk into a room. I want to say you intimidate a lot of people as well. Okay, you're very larger than life, but I think it's in a very stoic, larger than life kind of way. You've got the kind of power where you can walk in a room, you don't have to say anything, and people just think, is that an important person that's just walked in? Okay, the very CEO kind of energy. Now I do want to say here, I do sense you being somebody who has financial freedom, somebody whose finances are in check, somebody who can afford the holidays, someone who can afford the nice things in life, somebody who has their own stuff, very Destiny's Child, the shoes on my feet, I bought it, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know the lyrics. Okay, that's you. You're very independent. And I think a lot of people on the outside look at you and think, gosh, how did they do it? but little do they know you've put in a lot of hard work and you're juggling a lot of balls. Now I do sense a lot of intelligence with you as well. You're somebody who is highly intelligent and highly tactical. Okay, so I do think that's another reason why you're very aware when you're putting your energy into something that's not going to give you a decent payback. Okay, you literally, you know how to navigate this 3D world. Like, you've cracked the code of the game. You've cracked the code of wealth. Now, if you're somebody who hasn't achieved like wealth yet, I do want to say keep doing what you're doing, keep moving through life the way that you're moving through life. You are going to crack the code, you are going to achieve a lot of comfort in your life. And if you're somebody who hasn't achieved that comfort now, I do want to say that comfort is coming very soon. It's just around the corner, okay? It's not far away at all, because I do think there's already people feeling this in your energy. You could also be someone who for a very long time people thought that you were more well off than you were. Maybe growing up people thought that potentially you came from a more prestigious background than you did. Okay, I do also get very like wheeler dealer kind of energy with you as well. I'm not really like the Cockney London wheeler dealer, not like the Del Boy wheeler dealer. Okay, if you're watching in the US, do you know Only Fools and Horses with Del Boy? Del Boy reminds me of my dad. He's literally my dad. But it's like you have a way with words, you have a way with negotiation. You're basically someone who can just always get what they want. Now, this gets people talking. People are talking about you in many different ways. People are talking about you saying, has pile number 3 had a payout of some kind? Has pile number 3 got a sugar daddy or a sugar mama? Is pile number 3 like a money whore? Sorry about that, guys. You're not. Is pile number 3 like a psychopath? Like, okay, gosh, I'm so sorry. I hope I'm not putting anyone off this reading. You're none of those things. But people just don't understand how you just constantly achieve. And it's like with Scorpio energy, okay? And as I said, I don't know whether you got Scorpio in your chart or whether this is just in your energy field, but I really feel like it's just in your energy field, which means you will have Scorpio somewhere quite prominent in your chart. It could even be a Scorpio midheaven here, guys. But it's like, I sense this defensiveness with you as like a survival instinct. And this defensiveness makes you very kind of reluctant to just give your energy out freely. So with the level of success you have, the level of physical perfection you've achieved, because I do sense you're somebody who can keep everything in check and everything on lock. Like, you've got the body, you've got the clothes, you've got the home, you've got the nice car, okay? And even if you're not driving a Ferrari and living in a 5-bedroom mansion, everything is very aesthetic, everything is very ordered. You could be somebody who chooses things like white aesthetics and have a very uniform way of dressing, a white car or a black car, you know, nothing crazy, everything's very neat. Alien-esque, I want to say as well, like, is this person real? And there we go, I've hit it. That's what people are talking about. Is this person real? Is this person real in the way that, are they going to be sneaky? Are they going to do something behind my back? Is this person real? Like, have they manipulated their way to get what they want? They just don't understand your level of strategy to get what you want and the deep, deep self-worth you have to continually go for your own comfort, to go for your own success. But I do think it's that Scorpio defense that gets people talking, because you don't do the talking. You're like, I don't need to prove myself. I don't need to, I even want to say, I don't need to tell someone how I achieved this thing because I don't want them to think I'm bragging. I sense that kind of energy from you as well. But what it's doing is leaving a lot of blank space for people to fill in the gaps. And you've got half of the people filling in the gaps in a really positive way, like, I'm inspired. Then you've got the other half, the jealous ones, being like, well, they must have done something dodgy. They must be manipulative, or they're just fake. And you're not. You're as real as they come. you know that you have a very strong destined path in this lifetime. And I see a dragon here, and the dragon breathes a fire. It's like you have a very strong destined path, and you've been equipped with the armor and the weapons to make sure that nothing gets in the way of this path that you're on. You know that you're heading to something immensely powerful. But I want to say you also know the road you're taking has to be strategic, because you have to learn certain things along the way, because when you do reach that destination, it ain't going to be easy to maintain. Because you think big, you go for big, and you can't help it. You're not greedy. I want to say it somewhat turns you on to always think big, to always go big, go large. Go large. Turns you on to go large. Oh gosh, this isn't even a sexual reading. And the sex comes up. Apologies. Maybe you do have a very high sex drive, but I actually want to deter from that and say that you are very highly sexual. You intimidate so many people. I even want to say you're somebody who doesn't get a lot of offers for suitors, which leaves you, doesn't mean that you're not desirable, I'll get to it, which leaves you the extra space and the time to work on yourself, to work towards your goals. But a lot of people don't approach you because they're scared of you. You're the badass group. People are obsessed because of your power. Pure ultimate power. And you're the kind of person that, and even if you don't believe this in yourself, you are the kind of person that will enter into a competition and everyone else in the competition will be like, well, I might as well just quit because pile number 3 is going to win. And that could be something legit, like at work, like some kind of competition at work, some kind of bonus that you're working towards at work. Or it could be like in relations. If I even want to say, exes will have a lot of trouble after they've broken or parted ways with you, okay? Because when their new partners go, right, who's your ex? Oh, pile number 3, let's have a look on Facebook or Instagram. They'll look at you and be like, I can't date this person because their ex is successful, intelligent, highly attractive, and independent. Well, that's F that up for me. And your exes, they're in their SHIT basically. Because even if they do find another partner, their partner is going to be like, you still like pile number 3. How can you not fancy pile number 3? I don't know why that one came up, but it is what it is. And it's that gossip again, that gossip around you. You like her because she's fake, or you like him because he's fake. But I really do sense like a battle here. Half of the people are on your team, red team. Pile number 3 is like the most down-to-earth, humble, inspiring person I've ever met, and then you've got black team, and they're just like, nah, fake, because their jealousy for you runs so deep. And the reason they have this jealousy regarding your power is because they just don't understand it. They just don't know how you do it. They just don't know how you succeed. They just don't know how you earn your money. And they can't do those things because they're not as smart as you. You're hidden superpower bit reluctant to say this because I don't need to take it the wrong way, because it's not something you use for evil. Your hidden superpower is the ability to manipulate. Now you may be watching this, pile number 3, and you may be like, oh yeah, I can manipulate, yeah. Because if you do resonate with this, you'll understand that manipulation isn't always negative. It doesn't have to be like, I manipulated someone to ruin their lives. Like, no, like you ain't got time for that. Ain't no one got time for that. Although the people who haven't earned their power may have time for that. But you've earned your power. You're humble. But you know you can manipulate. I feel like you're somebody who is very, did I say you've got the 3rd dimension on lock, in check? And it is pile number 3, 3rd dimension. But you're somebody who, you know how to get what you want. You know your strong points. You know that if you are at a club and you want to save some money, you know your teeth are beautiful, flash a smile, you know you can get it, but you know what's your lane and you know what isn't your lane. And when it's your lane, you can easily manipulate the situation because you can pull out all of your most strongest weapons. And that's how you always get what you want, by sticking in your lanes, knowing and understanding your strengths. And also understanding that your weaknesses need work, but you can work on those on your days off and your downtime. You think about life very logically, and you just want to be the best version of yourself. But that's why you have such a very strong and deep view of you as a person and how you see your strengths. So you know the tools that you have to manipulate the world around you to get what you want. You know the right people to talk to at the right times, and you know when your energy's not worth it, where your energy's got no worth. I really want to say Scorpio midheaven with you guys, because it's like your persona is so powerful. I want to say you've got like a prince persona, not prince like a Prince Harry or a Prince William, but Prince himself. Prince, the king of, it can't be the king of pop, that's MJ. The king of funk, I wanted to say. Prince, the king of funk. Stick with it, just stick with it. Prince, such a powerful persona, such a deep artist, yet so unrelatable and unapproachable. He liked it that way, but he couldn't help it. But why is that? Because he had Pluto conjunct the midheaven. Pluto, the planet that rules Scorpio. Pluto, the power, the depth, the underworld, the unknown, the unseen. You must have a Scorpio midheaven, Scorpio ascendant, Pluto conjunct ascendant, Pluto conjunct midheaven, okay? This can also be Pluto in the 10th and Pluto in the 1st. Or Scorpio 10th, Scorpio 1st house, which I think part of that wasn't even relevant of saying if you got the Scorpio, whatever. People struggle to relate when they see you as a public persona. And I think maybe in phases of your life you've struggled with this because you found a lot of conflict. I want to say you're like Marmite. They either love you or they hate you. And as you grow older, okay, if you're in your older years now, okay, older years can be like 25 and above, 27 and above. I want to say 27 and above. Saturn return and above is older for me. In your older years, you may find less of this confrontation because you start understanding yourself and start understanding why people are like you, either hate you or like you, okay? Or you just know it's jealousy and just go, ain't got time for that. But in your younger years, again, they either love you or they hate you. And there's a lot of obsession around you because they either love you obsessively and they're like, I need you. You are the inspiration. You are the power that I need because I don't feel like I own my own power. They want to kind of join powers with you. And something I learned that's really interesting, and it is relevant to what I'm saying here. Nice little fact, but also very relevant to what I'm saying here, okay? Because this is what people do to you. And you may resonate with this and go, oh, sugar, yeah, that makes sense. But they do say, kids from age 0 to 7, okay, so if you are a mother or a father, you may relate to this. But children age 0 to 7 do not have their own auric field or their full auric field yet. And your auric field is your auric shield, shielding you from those negative energies, entities, etc., etc. So because your child doesn't have their own auric field shield from 0 to 7, that's why your children will be very close to you, because as a mother, as a parent, you will have an auric shield field for both of you, okay? Your auric shield will extend to your child. And that's why a lot of parents with children ages 0 to 7 will always claim to be exhausted, tired, and then when the child turns 7, okay, parents tend to have a little bit of a second wind, okay? I have a 4-year-old turning 5 soon, and I'm really hoping that when he's 7 I start getting a second wind and get my bloody energy back because I'm exhausted. But that concept is what the people who are obsessed with you do. They jump behind your shield. They want you to extend your shield, your power, to shield them, okay? I do want to say that potentially you do have some Capricorn energy. Did I say Capricorn at the beginning of this? I don't have any Capricorn. I do have Capricorn out, actually. I have the most significant Capricorn card here. And Saturn, okay? Saturn is the protector. Okay, Saturn is the ruler of time, it's grandfather energy, it's knowledge, it's wisdom. It is, when I think of Saturn, okay, you've got Saturn, the planet itself, and you've got the rings around it. The rings around it are protection for the planet itself, and the planet itself is full of ancient wisdom and knowledge. Okay, you can't access that ancient wisdom and knowledge if you've not battled to earn the ability to own or know, not own, no one owns it, to learn or understand or gain that ancient wisdom and knowledge. Because if somebody hasn't been humbled to crap by riding through those rings, by getting hit by meteors left, right and centre, you're going to misuse that ancient wisdom and knowledge. Saturn wants you to be completely humbled before you gain that power, that level of power. Now, when you do gain that power, when you do have a lot of Capricorn, which is Saturn energy, okay, Saturn rules Capricorn, you will naturally have rings around you, okay, because you are very precious. Even if you're not aware of it, you have that ancient wisdom and knowledge within you, okay? Capricorns make some of the best readers, some of the best psychics, some of the best intuitives, okay? They hold earth secrets. Okay, Capricorn energy is so valuable, and a lot of Capricorns won't tap into this energy until they reach later in life, okay, when fate has pushed them in that direction. But because it's within them, even if they're not aware yet, they will have all of those rings around them, okay, as protection. Now people see your power and they see you as protection, so you may find that a lot of like weak people who've been through some kind of trauma, they will come to you for that protection, okay, and they'll want you to share your rings, okay, share your auric field shield with them and shield them. I feel like I explained that for a very long time, guys, so thank you for sticking with that. Now I really do feel like you guys are walking karma, okay? If someone F's with you, karma is going to kick them in the shitter. And again, this is something that really scares people, because I do think that people have watched you grow and watched you succeed, okay, whilst the person that you dealt with or the person that did you wrong declines, okay? It's like karma is really on your side, but I do want to say, if karma's on your side, you mean you've got to be good to karma too, okay? Because if you have the power of karma, okay, karma is going to be very relevant to you as well. I would tell you a story, but I don't want the person who this happened to ever find out what it was, but there what it was and what happened. But there was a time where I did something that I really regretted, and I knew it was wrong at the time, and I literally got instant karma, like literally hours after, like 3-4 hours after, and it was so blatantly exact. What happened, because what I did was something to someone's property of some kind. Again, I don't understand that. It was an accident, basically. It was a split-second thing. It wasn't anything massive. It was something absolutely tiny, but I kind of just like, eh. And then the same thing happened to my version of that property, like 4 hours after. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to be so careful with karma. And this happened when I was like very, very young. Okay, so from a very young age, I realised that you don't F with karma. But in return, karma is really good to you. Okay, so if anyone F's with you, they might as well just give up and just take fate, because it's gonna reach them, it's gonna get them. Now, I do want to say that people think that, again, it's like this power that you have. Everything here exudes power, so I don't want to sound like I'm just going round and round and round in circles, even though Saturn's rings go round and round and round in circles. But I think there's a lot of people obsessed with you, to the point where they'll do anything you want them to do. And I do think it's because you do exude this very strong 𝒆𝒂𝒄𝒄 energy. It's like you have this innate power, and a lot of the time, a lot of people who are interested in you can find it very 𝒆𝒂𝒄𝒄. And I do think you are able to kind of rule over people with your 𝒆𝒂𝒄uality here, okay? But I think there's the other side of the people who are very intimidated by this and they don't agree with this. And if anything, they kind of fight against it, rather than actually being like, okay, pile number 3 is particularly 𝒆𝒂𝒄𝒄, let pile number 3 do whatever they want. You know, because the thing is, right, if you get offers because of the way that you look, why the hell should you not take them? An offer is an offer, and you were given your physical appearance for a reason, because you were supposed to gain these offers as part of your life path, and your life path is very destined. And I want to say that people who don't get these offers because of the way that they look, it's got nothing on them. It's just the fact that they haven't worked as hard on themselves as you have. I really want to say you are self-made. You have built yourself to be the person you were. I want to say you didn't get any handouts in life. I want to say you weren't just born with like amazing talent. Don't get me wrong, I think you were born very intelligent, but I don't think that you were born like with a silver spoon in your mouth or opportunities left, right and centre. I think you took a lot of time and had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations to build yourself up to be the persona and the person that you are today. And I think at times you do think, oh God, am I who I'm supposed to be? Yes, your life is very fated. You are supposed to be exactly where you are at every moment in your life. And if you're not supposed to be in a particular situation, you're going to feel so like naturally destinedly drawn away from that thing, like demagnetized and like repelled from the things in life that aren't good for you, okay? And what you're probably going to find is when you're doing something you don't enjoy, you're going to deteriorate very quickly. Your health is going to deteriorate very quickly. Your physical appearance, your vibrancy will deteriorate. Your money will deteriorate, okay? Because you need to be on your destined path at all times. Now, I do think because of the kind of freedom, the independence that you've built for yourself, whether this be financial freedom, the fact that I don't need a man, the same song's coming up all over again. Like last time I was like, I don't need a man to make it happen, I get up being free. That's you, okay? You don't need anyone. You can handle it all on your own, and if you're somebody who isn't there yet, you will be at the point where you don't need anyone for security, okay? I think you've got like a level of natural like security and foundation within you, okay? But if you haven't got the external things yet, you will have the external things. They're 100% coming. But I do want to say, a lot of people take a lot of time out from their daily work, you know, when they should be working or focusing on something, to kind of like spy on you, to obsess over you, to talk about you, okay? Where they could be going for coffee with a friend that you both went to school with, and talking about how they want to progress their lives, or having a laugh with their friend, but instead they choose to talk about you, like, oh, have you seen pile number 3's recent post? Who do they think that they are? And they will just sit in this negative energy, just like kind of being really jealous, like it's not spiteful, but jealous, negative. But what they don't realize is hate is still attention. Hate is still energy coming in your direction. And you've got that protection in check so that that hate doesn't seep into you. You know, it doesn't affect you. Their hate for you doesn't seep into your body and make you hate yourself. You've got that protection. But even if it is hate and your name is being spoken in hate, it's still an energetic manifestation of your name. You're known. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people do know you. Maybe in your social medias you have quite a lot of followers. Maybe you're somebody where when your name is said, everyone in the room is like, oh, I know part number 3. I know, yeah, I had an incident with part number 3. Yeah, part number 3 is really cool. Oh, I don't know if I like part number 3. Like, things like that. Like, everyone knows you. Everyone's got a story around you. Everyone's got something to say, whether that be good or be bad. And I do really sense it's 50-50 with you guys. I'm going to be real with you. If you've chosen part number 3, you're probably already aware that it is very 50-50. Some people like you, some people don't, okay? And the people that don't, they're just incredibly jealous that they don't have the success or the strength that you have. I want to say you've got this, like, as I said, you've got this, I'm repeating myself, I'm saying power, but there's a different word I want to use. There's something very different about your energy. Very different. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Whatever Spirit is trying to say, it will come up again if it's really relevant here, okay? Because they put something in my head and it went out really quickly, and I think it's my fault. Now, the people who get obsessed with you are the people whose life isn't together. People who don't have their 𝒔𝒕 together, 𝒔𝒕 together. What's that Cardi B lyric? Vision my bum in a pot, vision my bum whoever. You know who chat the most shit? The people who shit not together. Yes! You know who chats the most shit? The people who shit not together. Screw them. I think a lot of people also, when they're gossiping about you, I think they're also like, do you think part number 3 is really happy? Okay, I think that's something that they talk about as well. But I also feel like there are people in your vicinity that are beginning to be really regretful about the way that they've treated you. Or they will be really regretful about the way they've treated you, because I really want to say, as time goes on, as this Capricorn energy, okay, if this is for your Saturn energy, matures, everything is going to become clear. Your name is going to be cleared. People who chat crap about you are going to be highlighted, and people are going to see the jealousy and the darkness that lives within them, and it's no longer going to rub off on you. It's no longer going to be a projection on your public persona. False twin flame. Now, I do think that there is a false twin flame who does obsess over you. And I know I messed everything up down here as well. I think this person idolizes you so much that rather than them trying to misconstrue you and try and pretend that you're twin flames, I genuinely think this person hopes that you're twin flames, because they understand the concept of twin flame and they'd do anything to have the level of strength and determination that you have. They just weren't born with grandfather Saturn and their guidance. They're probably more Pisces energy, I want to say. Saturn in Pisces. They hope that they're your twin flame, but they're thinking about you a lot. This person may be in your life now, they may not be, but I want to say that you're not as connected to them as you were, because they did something to mess it up here with, I know I messed up everything. But for you, it's your clarification. They're not your twin flame. They get a level up when they're with you. When they're with you, they boost up a few levels. But when you're with them, you have to boost down a few levels. That's not a true twin flame. True twin flames look at each other in the eye on the same level, and they're like, right, how are we both going to level up together? Lips, okay? Loose lips can mean gossiping. as well. But I do want to say that you might have very nice lips, but also whenever I pull the lips for readings like this, I really do think that people are drawn to the lips, which means they do like to listen to what you're saying. Okay, people like the look of your lips, and then when they're looking at your lips, they're like, actually, I'm listening to this person now because I'm drawn to these lips. And I think a lot of people, as I said, you do have this very 𝒆𝒂𝒆 energy, but I think a lot of people look at you like this 𝒆𝒂𝒆, powerful, energetic person, but then when they get to know you, you're just a whole other level of groundedness. You take no crap as well. You take no crap because you know that what you're protecting is so valuable. Best dressed. I'm sure I did say at the beginning of this, you look good, you wear the right clothes, you got the house, you got the car. Your look is a vibe, your appearance is a vibe. And people are obsessed with that. Because no matter what you're going through, no matter what anyone says, you hold it all together at all times. Number 7 there as well. It's that inner strength. No one can knock you down. My gosh, people try. But the thing about you that's so magical is no one knows how you do it. Because not many people do it like you. That's why. I want to say you've really been gifted by Saturn, even though you have to jump the hurdles, you have to climb the mountain. It's a gift. My ear's gone funny. Which may mean that a message is coming through, but we'll see. No one knows how you do it. It's very smoke and mirrors with you. It's very fantastical. I also want to say that you're people's fantasy. I have just got a message, but I don't know whether it was for me. Just someone said, you're my fantasy. You're my fantasy. But it was said in a very jokey way. So I don't know what that was. I don't know who that was. But when it comes to the type of people you attract, as I said, it's very 50-50. Balanced people, healed people, see your power and they want to gravitate towards you because you're safe. You're comforting to be around. It's like two people catching eyes over a room and being like, oh, you're one of me. People who have been through trials and tribulations, people who have exceeded their own expectations, people who have jumped hurdles, are the people who are obsessed with you. They're highly, highly obsessed with you in a positive way. Because they understand the level of hard work you've had to go to be the person that you are today. And then on the other hand, you have the weaker people, the people who are out of balance. The people who don't have the level of self-care and self-love to balance out anything that's unbalanced in their life, or unbalanced within themselves, or their psyche, or their well-being. They're the people who are highly jealous and just cannot understand how you do what you do, and they honestly think that you have payouts. They think that you are given everything that you have. They don't understand because they've never walked a day in your shoes. Right, it's balance, guys. A balance of fans and haters for you. Now, I've said it in previous piles and I've said it in a previous video. When it comes to this deck, I'm not really well versed with it. I've not read through it. I've not had the time to really research it. But, oh, that was a very odd burp there. But there is writing on the back and I don't know whether this is going to be relevant to the reading, but if it's not relevant to the reading, it may just be relevant to you. So I'm going to read it anyway to close out the reading. Erotic visions. Are you holding the vision of exactly how you want to feel? What erotic North Star are you chasing? This is your invitation to pursue your most sensual, fiercest, most audacious vision of yourself and your satisfying life. Daydreaming isn't enough though, honey. Equally as important as your unique vision is your plan for getting there. What can you do right now, in this moment, to get you closer to living your wildest, wettest dreams? What can you do today, this week? There is no waiting and wishing in an empowered, pleasure-filled life. There is only doing. There is only this precious present moment. Now, I did say this pile went very ~sexual, and this wasn't very these cards have not been very ~sexual for the other piles, which tells me that you do have a very strong ~sexual energy, pile number 3. But I do think this is literally describing you, the effort that you put in, the fact that you have a vision and you go for your goals, and this is the part of you that people don't see. And maybe at times you do lose your vision, maybe at times you do get exhausted and you do get burnt out. But also this could be an encouragement to say, keep on going. Like, you're not doing this for nothing. You could even be somebody who's very financially well off at the moment, but what are you doing it for if you don't have the family? Well, you're doing it for you. And that, whatever it is that you want, that family or whatever it is that you do really want, is going to come in Daddy Saturn's or Grandfather Saturn's time. Because Grandfather Saturn is not going to give you anything that you cannot handle. Grandfather Saturn is only going to give you things at the exact moment that you fatedly need them. But you can guarantee that Grandfather Saturn is going to give you everything you need. Eventually, you're going to have it all. Okay, I'm going to leave that there, pile number 3. I want to say a humongous thank you for watching. If you did like this video and you resonated, please drop me a like. And if you feel comfortable to do so, drop me a comment down below. Okay, tell me your story, and just tell me which pile that you claim. If you like content like this, please subscribe. I absolutely adore making content like this for you. And do not forget to hit that notification bell to be notified whenever I post a brand new pick a card reading. I want to send you so much love, healing, power, protection. Half of that you don't even need, you've got it in buckets already. But I appreciate you guys, and I shall see you in your next reading. Goodbye. Hello there, pile number 4, welcome to your reading. Let's have a look and see what it is about you that makes people so obsessed with you. And you chose this beautiful card here with the lady with the red hair. You also chose the butterfly symbol. Now the butterfly represents transformation. It represents beauty. It represents messages from spirit, okay? Symbolism from spirit. Now this really tells me that you are the healing pile. You are the mediums or the intuitives here. And I would not be surprised if you are. If you're not doing something along the lines of healing as a career, potentially you do something on the lines of healing as like a side hustle or even a hobby. I do feel in this reading I am going to be telling you to make some extra money with your healing abilities, okay? I can feel that already. But you guys are the healer pile. Now I really do think that this is going to be the premise of this reading. Because people, even if you don't show it on the outside that you are a healer, people are naturally going to feel that healing energy and they're going to be drawn to you. It makes me think that there's a hell of a lot of people who are drawn to you because there's a hell of a lot of people right now that need healing. I suspect that you're somebody who is very popular, and I want to say with each gender, all genders, all ages, someone who is very popular. Somebody who also has a lot of eyes on them. I want to say that potentially you're somebody who doesn't really like having eyes on them. Maybe you're a little bit more introverted, or at least you believe you're more of an introvert. But you may be somebody who feels very uncomfortable when people have eyes on you. And you get a bit paranoid, like, why are they looking at me? Do they not like my outfit? Is there something wrong with my hair today? Okay, but I want to say they look at you because they can see that there's something in you that they like, that they want, or that they need. Now, you have most certainly been through challenges, and you've had to climb mountains here. You've not had the easiest run in life. I actually feel, and it may not be for everybody, but I really do feel somebody who had to be a little bit more supportive than they should have been to a parent growing up. Doesn't have to be ultimately negative. But maybe there was a parent that needed some more support, or a parent needed you to support yourself more. Oh, I sense a lot of uncertainty in your childhood. Not really knowing where you're going to be from day to day. Or maybe you had a parent that couldn't really hold down a structure. And growing up, it made you quite erratic by nature. And you've been through many deaths and rebirths. And I really do sense you kind of hitting rock bottom, being the death, and having to be reborn because things couldn't get any worse. And you had no choice but to be reborn in those moments. I think you do have a lot of fated challenges that have been sent your way, because you're supposed to help people heal through their challenges. Your spiritual CV is pretty impressive. And it's a shame because we put all our credentials on a CV when we go for a job, but we don't really consider the trials and the tribulations that we've personally overcome when it comes to those CVs. And if you wrote up one of those CVs, well, you'd be one of the best. You'd be going straight for a CEO position at one of the most successful companies in the world. At one point, I think I see hero, heroine here, okay? And I know this is very literal, but I see you in your past potentially escaping difficult situations through drink, smoking, recreational substances. But then after a while, you actually found better outlets for that. That doesn't have to be for everybody. It could be escapism in anything. It could be escapism in sex. It could be an escapism in dance, song, fitness. But I do feel like whatever it was in the past, it was an unhealthy escapism. So if it was fitness, it was extreme, and you didn't necessarily fully enjoy it because you were battering yourself. I can relate to that. I spent the majority of my life escaping through physical fitness because I believed that I should be in pain. To the point where I had periods where I wouldn't have periods because I was working out so much and eating so little. And if I spoke to somebody about that, they go, "Oh, that's great, you know, oh, where'd you get your stamina from?" But what they didn't realise, it was self-harm. It was self-harm without actually physically looking like I was self-harming. So that's kind of what I mean about this phase that you've been in, that's been like an escapism for you. But then you found something else that was more in line with you, that was able to distract you from the pain. And whilst you were doing this different thing to take you away from that side of life, you started realising that it was really helping your well-being and rebalancing your mindset, and helping you understand all of that mess. So you're able to organise that mess and understand it and move on from it. And then use that wisdom and knowledge that you gained from that like messy period to bring forward and help others. I want to say naturally you're extremely beautiful person, inside and out. But I want to say that potentially in the past as well, you have been in some very sticky situations because of how radiant your sexuality projects. You may have developed a level of discomfort around expressing your femininity at one point as well. I was a bit like you felt exploited. But again, you've moved beyond that. And you've actually learned the true meaning of being a feminine and the true worth of being a feminine. Now, I do really want to say, if you're watching this, you are either a feminine or a masculine that is very strong in their feminine energy, okay? Because this is really feminine energy here, and I really don't mean to like push anyone out of this reading at all, but I genuinely feel like you wouldn't have picked pollen before if you weren't very strong in your feminine energy. But you understood the power of the feminine, and I even want to say potentially, maybe the family that you grew up with, they used to downtread the feminine energy. So if you are a female, it may have been like females live a certain way, do a certain thing, need to talk a certain way, look a certain way, and keep their mouth shut. And if you are a masculine, very strong in your feminine energy, you may have had a parent who basically was like, you need to stop being so feminine. And they literally tried to beat that out of you. But through this, you discovered the true meaning of being feminine and the true power that comes with femininity, because people will knock down anything that shows signs of power. The feminine owns the power. The feminine has the portal that creates life. And when a man wants something manifested into this reality, whether that be an actual life or whether that be a concept, he can create that by asking the feminine whether he can use the portal, the magical portal. The devil. The devil symbolism with the goat's head and the horns is an exact depiction of the womb and the ovaries. Is it the fallopian tubes, whatever they're called? And the devil traditionally rules agriculture, creation, sustenance, nourishment that comes from agriculture. The devil traditionally isn't anything negative, but it's a massive SHIT on the feminine to depict the devil, the creator of sustenance, and project that, the negative side of that image, onto the female's ability to create life, energy, sustenance. Every female energy that walks this planet is a goddess. And because of the power that we hold, we're trodden on, we're trodden down. It's just like in the family when you have the black sheep or the black horse. The only person with the strength to act out, the only person with the strength to change their ancestral lineage, and they're the ones that get ostracized, they're the ones that get downtrodden, they're the ones who are depicted as the devil. I don't know why I can't speak right now. They're the ones who are depicted as the devil. And I could go on and on and on and on and give you examples of this, but I really don't want to bring certain things to the channel. If I create a Patreon, I can, but I just haven't done it yet. You will have found in your life that you have been downtrodden because of your ultimate power. And when people see your beauty, physical and internal beauty, it scares them. They're obsessed with it. They want to control it because, God forbid, you knew your power. Because what do they do with power? They misuse it. So what do they expect you to do? To misuse it. So they have to control it somehow. And what this has done in your life is it's pushed you into phases of complete confusion, not really understanding who you are, your path. Because everyone around you, or most people around you, are always trying to push you out of alignment, because God forbid you found that power. And your hidden power is influence. Your hidden power is the ability to be seen to be heard, to share knowledge. Your deep understanding of the subjects that you're interested in. Your fearlessness to talk about the things that people are too scared to talk about. It's like, because of what you've been through in life, you're able to see things on the surface, but you know that those roots run deep and that there's so much more information to be found if you look within rather than just above, or look below rather than above. And it's your destiny and it's your journey to share this, to share your finds, to share your wisdom, to heal through your own healing. And I really want to say that your expression is going to be expressed worldwide. I did say, it's like you speak a language that everyone can understand. I want to say you're one of those people where you say something and people go, whoa, that's so obvious, but I would have never known if partner before hadn't blatantly said it like that. It's like little phrases where people say, words are spells. Be careful, everything you say is a spell. Everything you say is magic. It can be created into something physical. That's why it's called spelling. Things like that, where people go, whoa, never saw it like that before. And regarding the worldwide thing, it literally could be plane hopping, okay? It could be traveling, it could be working at resorts, things like that. Or it could be online. Projecting yourself online and being seen in different countries worldwide, being heard. Worldwide. You're able to give a lot of people foundation in a time where people are feeling very unstable. You are the hero. And that's why people are obsessed. Because they want saving. They need saving. But you've just got to make sure that you choose to save the people who want to be saved. And to do that, there needs to be a value on your craft, on what you do. Otherwise, and I want to say you've experienced this, otherwise you're going to be running round and round and round in circles with people that don't even want to be healed. Now, naturally, you are so, so generous. And people can feel this from you. You're somebody who wants to help. People can see it on the pleasant expression on your face. I want to say you look very nurturing. And I even want to say you may have like a Cancer rising, Cancer sun, moon, midheaven. But I also see Sagittarius energy here, and I see Scorpio energy. I definitely want to say, if you're not already, people are going to see your gifts and they are going to come far and wide to experience your gift. But currently at the moment, you may be undervaluing yourself here. I understand that you want to be able to help everybody equally. But there does need to be a level of exchange, and it doesn't always have to be monetary, because not everybody has the money to spend. But there needs to be an exchange of some kind. Just so that the person can prove to you that your time isn't wasted with them. I even want to say, like, family counselling, relationship counselling would be your forte. Because you give a little and you help people grow a lot. And it's so fulfilling. And if you don't do this already, you will literally, you will step into this power. And you're going to keep in touch with some clients, and you're going to see them completely transform their lives and live their best lives and gain everything they wanted out of life. And it's because you gave them the stepping stone to walk into that destiny. And that's going to make you feel so good. Rather than the drained feeling you may feel when you're not having an exchange. But I do also want to say, energetically, everything you give out is being totted up behind the scenes. And you are going to get everything that you desire out of this life. Because nothing you do goes unnoticed. I want to say at middle age is when you're going to gain your ultimate success and your ultimate abundance, whether that be financial, marriage, kids. Because the first half of your life is training, it's building up that CV. The second half of your life is treatment, good treatment, stability, comfort, so that you can give your all to people, to the people around you, so you can heal, so you can create the life of your dreams, a comfortable career, doing what you enjoy, doing what you know. I want to say, this may not be for everybody, but there will be some kind of English connection to your ancestry. Or you may have like a relative that lives in England, so you may come to the UK. Really random. Something around pink roses here as well. Unconditional love. You may be watching this and thinking, when will I ever find unconditional love? When will anyone unconditionally love me the way that I unconditionally love others? And that's coming. But I want to say it's in your 30s, okay? Because there's a lot of people around you who are obsessed with you right now, who aren't on an equal level as you. And this could be specifically love interest here. They're not on an equal level as you. They kind of look up to you and pedestalize you, and you can't find that person attractive. Or you've got the other end of the spectrum, where people just don't take your craft seriously, or don't understand your inner strength and beauty and the goddess energy that you possess. They want to trample down on that. So maybe you are in a phase at the moment where you have kind of took yourself away from like the dating arena or from relationships. Because I do sense a very peaceful, quiet energy with this pile. But alongside that, I do sense a lot of people admiring you, obsessed over you for positive reasons. There's something about your energy that literally intoxicates people. I think a lot of people feel that soul pull towards you. I think a lot of ancestors, deceased ancestors of people, will literally kind of push their earth people in your direction. That person can heal you. So a lot of people won't know why they're magnetized towards you, but it's because they're being pushed by their deceased ancestors, because you are the person who can heal them. But at times this can be misunderstood, because you may have had instances where you've actually been in a relationship with these people and all it's caused you is issues. I don't know whether I've mentioned this on a video before, but I had an experience fairly recently, where I met somebody who I had that very strong soul pull to, and was like, whoa, this is intense. This person's going to be a big player in my life, or they could end up being somebody that I settle down with. But for the life of me, my logic just couldn't see myself with this person. They don't really have the energy that I was expecting to settle down with. No offense, but they don't really live in the area where I was interested in settling down in. I was like, but why then? Why this soul pull? Why this person? And then it hit me. I went back into previous relationships that I'd had, the positive ones, and the positive relationships that I'd had were the relationships where I was actually a little bit kind of standoffish when it came to meeting them. I remember this one relationship that went really well, and I swear I turned this person down about 3 times before I actually did meet them. And because I just wasn't that interested. And that person ended up being a very loving, loyal, satisfactory relationship. And then I've been in relationships where I have had that soul pull. And it's been full of lessons, trauma. And it's because that soul pull means that there's a very specific contract to fulfill. And if you've got a contract to fulfill, that means that there's work to do. Work is never easy. So when you feel that soul pull towards someone, it normally means that there's a really, really difficult lesson to learn in that place. Or for me, they want me to heal that person. And that's why I'm feeling the soul pull. And I said to myself, I don't want to be with someone that I've got to heal. I don't mind helping somebody out, but I don't want to be with someone that I've got to heal. And as soon as I worked that out, oh, he's not a future husband or a future boyfriend. He should really be a future client. The energy that I felt just stopped. No more soul pull. Everything died down. Because I misunderstood. I'm supposed to heal, not be with that person. And I feel like this is an energy that you're either going into, moving into because you've fed up, or it's an energy that you are in because you're fed up. You're going to have a lot of people coming at you, but for the wrong reasons. They're obsessed because of your healing abilities. Now, I don't sense a hell of a lot of haters, and I've got to pick this one up. I don't sense a hell of a lot of haters with you at all. I sense a few little stragglers here and there. It's quite a lot, I've pulled out for you guys. I sense a few little stragglers here and there. I even want to say family for you guys. You know, maybe some family members are a bit like, you do tarot, do you? You're a healer, are you? Or maybe they're very jealous of your beauty, because maybe your beauty is very different to the level of beauty of the rest of your family, I want to say as well. So that may be relevant. Now, let's have a look at a few more things. What is it about you that makes people obsessed? And this one I had to pull out because it was poking out at me. A bit like, it's poking out at me. Boobs and chest. Poking out boobs and chest. It's that nourishment that you give the boobs. You're very nourishing, healing, motherly. It's the nourishment, guys. People want to be nourished by you. They're like little babies that need nourishing, and they're like, bitty. And you're like, oh no. Oh. Okay. Sexy, sexy. I did say you guys are highly attractive. Very beautiful. Inside and out. And I did say that your beauty has been exploited in the past. You're sexy. Okay, very sexy. Best dressed. Best dressed. But I do want to say with you, I really do sense like the kind of body that looks good in any clothing. You make any outfit a vibe. I really want to say, Yes, you know how to dress, but I actually think it's your body that makes the outfit. Got two here. And then we've got body itself, because you guys have got a body, a really good body. You have the body. I want to say curves in all the right places, even if you don't really consider yourself curvy, curves in the right places. Strong physique as well, I'm getting with you. Okay? Strong physique. Good posture. You don't look flimsy, regardless of your dress size, okay? It doesn't matter whether you're like a size 4. You don't look flimsy, you look athletic. Okay? And lips. And I really do sense like voluptuous lips with you guys. Really nice voluptuous lips. And if you don't feel like you have voluptuous lips, I think you may look in the mirror and look at the Cupid's bow and be like, oh, actually, there is a little something about my lips here. But I also do think it's people are drawn into the mouth with you for asexual reasons, but then you speak and you end up being even more beautiful than they thought when they looked at your physical appearance, because that's when you show that your beauty really does come from within. You may have a bit of competition with fellow females. I think there are some people around you who do admire you, and I do think you are very well loved, but I think there are some people around you that kind of wish that you wouldn't be so nice because they see you and think, I kind of want to distance myself from this person because they're so physically beautiful. I hope they're a 𝑏𝒔𝒕𝒂𝒈𝒂𝒃. And then they talk to you and you end up being super nice, super kind, super wise. And they're like, I can't dislike this person. Even though initially I was like, this person is too good looking. If we have a picture together, I'm going to look like a right munter next to them. But they just can't help but like you when you open your mouth, because the beauty really does reside from within and reflects outwards. Now, the type of people that you attract, fans or haters, fans all day, every day with you guys. And I don't think it was always fans, okay? I think when you were going through your imbalances in your earlier years, you may have had like a little bit of hate as well, okay? But I think these days, it's fans all the way for you guys. If there are any haters, they're very, very few. And there's no way that they can really access you or have a reason to hate. So they're not even going to express it behind your back, to be real with you, because they'd say it to the next person go, oh, I really, really liked on them before. Why the hell would you say something like that? So they kind of hate on the low, secretly, only within themselves. But the type of people who are attracted to you, type of people who reside around you, do tend to be people who are in a level or a period of quite like despair, disappointment, maybe people who've like came out of relationships, marriages, lost jobs. You're going to find that a lot of people reside around you and start becoming obsessed with you at times where they're going through difficulty, because you have the energy to heal them. Okay, so it may be a little bit like, oh, for God's sake, why do I always have to interact with broken people? But you are the healer. But the thing that you need to kind of get in check here is that you don't need to befriend them all. You know, you just need to open up your services and say, look, maybe buy me, even if it's buy me dinner, and I will counsel you tonight, but you need to buy me dinner, you need to buy me my drinks, boo, because I need to know that you really want to heal. Or you could literally set up a business and do it that way, because you've got the people residing around you that need help and need healing. Monopolize on that, guys, because you have to have some kind of exchange, otherwise you're going to end up drained. Everything is balance in this world. Karma is balance. We are balanced between night and day when you think about the whole year. But at the moment we're not in the UK. My God, it's like 4 hours of daylight. Okay, so I've expressed in the other piles, and I've expressed in a previous video, this deck I do not really know very well, I'm not very well versed with, I've not read through the cards, okay? But there is a little bit of something on the back that I want to read for you. It may be relevant to this reading, and if it's not, it may be just personally relevant to you, okay? So let's give it a go. Cut the cord. makes a lot of sense. Cut the cord. You have chosen the butterfly here, where basically you have to cut your life as a caterpillar and you have to basically completely disintegrate yourself, completely dissolve to be created into something more beautiful and better. Which just made me think that every time you've been down, you have came back stronger, more beautiful, glow up energy here. Like you just constantly glow up, but it is because your soul constantly progresses. Your soul reaches another level, and naturally what it does is it reflects out into your physical appearance, okay? So you may be the glow up girl or the glow up boy. All right, cut the cord. As desiring emotional beings, we all have the capacity, oh, my lips are really dry now. As desiring emotional beings, we all have the capacity to be toxic. The trouble starts when we're caught up with someone who believes that they don't. Someone who has no desire to grow or to encourage another's growth. You cannot make these people change. You cannot rush their growth. Rosebuds forced open will only be destroyed. Sooner or later, life asks us to burn a bridge or conduct a ritual to cut an energetic cord. In these times, search deep within and ask yourself if this person is restoring your energy or draining it. The latter is parasitic in nature. This isn't your hill to die on, angel. It's theirs. What did I just say? You've got a gift. You've got people residing around you like vultures. I can smell food. Because you're the healer. But if you don't have that healthy exchange, if you just give it away to anyone because you don't think it's worth anything, you're gonna be drained. As I said, you know, if you've got someone who really needs your help, okay, I actually know a reader. I think a couple of readers do this, but I know a reader who sells their readings for a particular price, but then they also have a reading offer opportunity. A reading that's on offer where you can literally tell her how much you can afford. So if you can only afford a tenner for a reading, she will happily be like, right, okay, what can I give you for £10? I can pull some cards and answer a question for you. If you give her £200, what's she going to do? She's going to probably spend like 2 hours on your reading and light a candle and do a spell, okay? So if you feel uncomfortable to begin with about selling your healing services, open up a reading like that. What can you afford? I will give you the energy of whatever you can afford. And that's open for everybody. Even if it is for like a friend or an associate. Let's go out for a meal. You buy the meal, I'll help you out. Okay, right. Pile number 4, that is your reading. I hope this helped and I hope it resonated. If it did, I highly ask you, please. What? If you resonated, please drop me a like. It really helps the video circulate, helps the channel grow. It means I can create more videos like this for you. If you feel comfortable to do so, I'd love you to comment down below as well. Tell me your story, or tell me that you came a pile. Tell me anything you want down there, okay? I'll be down there. And if you like content like this, please subscribe, because I absolutely love making content like this for you and I want to make more of it. Also, hit that notification bell. Okay, so you're notified whenever I post a new pick a card reading, which is weekly normally, but I will pop a little bonus in here and there, okay, depending on how busy I am in the week. And guys, sending you lots of love, light, protection, good times, success and prosperity and abundance. I'm sending you all. And yeah, really appreciate you, love you guys, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.